जय श्री माता जी। ऑनलाइन उपस्थित विश्व के सभी साधकों का सुबह के ध्यान सत्र में हार्दिक स्वागत है। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को वंदन करके हम सब ध्यान की स्थिति में बैठते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज का ध्यान सत्र शुरू करने की कृपया अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। सामूहिक बंधन। अपना चित्त हृदय में लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे हृदय में आइए, विराजिए। आपकी कृपा में हमारा हृदय निर्मल, शुद्ध एवं विशाल बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में हम केवल शुद्ध आत्मा हैं। तीन महामंत्र, तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र।
सरस्वती
जय श्री माता जी। संतुलन करने के लिए अपना राइट हैंड पृथ्वी तत्व पर रखते हैं। चित्त ईड़ा नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के ईड़ा नाड़ी पर तमोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व भूमि तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद में, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की तरफ। चित्त पिंगला नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के पिंगला नाड़ी पर रजोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व अहंकार आकाश तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के सुषुम्ना नाड़ी पर श्री महालक्ष्मी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर आप हमें संतुलन दीजिए, हमें वर्तमान में रखिए। चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के मूलाधार चक्र पर श्री गणेश तत्व प्रस्थापित कीजिए। कृपा कर आप हमें अबोध बनाइए, हमें सुबुद्धि दीजिए। चित्त मूलाधार पर श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता, साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। चित्त स्वाधिष्ठान पर लाते हैं। नाभि चक्र, भवसागर, अनाहत चक्र, विशुद्धि चक्र, हंस चक्र, आज्ञा चक्र, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में हमने सबको दिल से क्षमा कर दी है। हमारा किसी के भी ऊपर गुस्सा नहीं है। बैक आज्ञा, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, जाने अनजाने हमारे हाथों से जो भी गलतियां हुई है, इन सब के लिए कृपा कर आप हमें क्षमा कर दीजिए। लॉर्ड्स प्रेयर।
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen.
Our Mother, who art on earth, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day your divine vibrations, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into Maya, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the Father, the children, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
चित्त सहस्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे सहस्रार पर आइए, विराजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर आप हमें निर्विचारिता प्रदान कीजिए। कृपा कर हमें ध्यान में स्थित कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करते हैं। दिवाली पूजा 1989 पहला भाग।
Yesterday was such a nice time we had together, and we really enjoyed Diwali. I think I've never seen such a joyous ocean absolutely going in a tempest. We have achieved the purpose of Diwali Puja, I think, only yesterday, is to feel the joy of God's love. But Diwali word is from Deepavali, means the rose of lights. It was celebrated firstly because thousands of years back Shri Rama was crowned on this day. That means the benevolence of human beings was crowned, was accepted. And in Sri Rama's life, you see an ideal personality being shown to be a king, to be the benevolent king as described by Socrates. So this was a great joyous thing that a benevolent king was crowned. That means we have to have a king who is benevolent. That's only possible if the people who choose the king have no other consideration but that of benevolence of all the people. So, one has to come to the conclusion that they have to be Sahajogis, because others think that how much money we'll get out of this power that we'll have. Some think how much power-oriented we could be. Some think how many countries I can win. Or any other domination. So we've got two types of theories as we see. One is communism and another is democracy. Where one is power-oriented, the another is money-oriented, and in both the cases we say that it's all failed. And it's a good news for all of you to know that Russia, which was a country known to be run in complete fear, has turned out to be the best for Sahajayoga. It is one of the superpowers. When the government is like that, I think the people are better. They do not have these false notions of individual freedom. They do not think that, what's wrong? I told them, you must put oil in your head because you will become bald. Next day all of them were down without nothing doing. So the kind of obedience they had from very beginning of their country, that sense of obedience is so great. You tell them anything, immediately they do it. Not one, thousands. 1,000 were sitting in the hall, 2,000 were outside waiting for me. On a follow-on. Imagine how wise and deep they are. While in the West we are lost in our so-called freedom, idea of so-called freedom. What's wrong? But actually we are slaves, if you see. Any fashion that starts, everybody starts doing it. But why? Why do we follow those fashions? We must see how we are slaves. Because others will laugh at us if we don't do like that. They'll make fun of us. Because they will criticize us. So, because they have got a freedom to criticize, we are frightened of such people who can criticize. And now the criticizing people are criticizing them. Critics have critics, there are other critics and there are critics after critics. So only the critics are produced. Where is the benevolence? There's no question of benevolence at all. So in the freedom loving people who are supposed to be free, the idea of benevolence is finished. Because whatever good for you, whatever is benevolent for you, can be only understood if you have wisdom, if you have depth. But if you have this kind of freedom is to go amok, do what you like. Because everybody is doing it, I must do it. Everybody is singing like this, so I must do it. But from where does this idea come in? From where these ideas come in are the entrepreneurs who want to befool you, make slaves out of you. And this slavery is so-called freedom for you, but actually I think it's complete slavery because you do what they tell you. Behave in the same manner as whatever they say. There are no fashions in that country. Very few women indulge into fashions. Nothing. And men are also very simple. There are no fashionable things. They have only things which are convenient, good for their climate. That's what they wear. Whether you laugh or don't laugh. It's everybody laughs here. If anybody laughs at them, they'll say, they're stupid. They have a pity for him. That's all. So one has to understand that it was the King Rama who was made actually accepted by the public, like a crown was put on his head. To say that benevolence is the highest thing. And whatever is benevolent for us should be accepted in our freedom if we are really a free country. But if we are not free inside, we are bound by what people will say, they'll criticize us. Do you know, as a result of that, there is no art in this country. But I saw a lot of art growing in Russia. Because any art you produce is criticized. So people have to be careful, this not be so much, little this, little that. Nobody can produce any art there. Any musician is criticized in these countries. There, if you go, the musicians are tremendous musicians. They have of a very high quality musicians there, very high quality of dramatists, not at all boring as they are here. If you go any play in England, it's so boring that you feel like running away from them, extremely boring. There was a play we went to see, it was called as Star Express or Express Star or something. There was nothing except on the wheels. They were moving around us. Gar, 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 gar. Nothing there. So anybody would go mad with it, I tell you. We were there hardly for 15 minutes, came out with a headache. We didn't know where to go. So with this kind of criticism that we have, is only freedom we have is to criticize others, make fun of others, react to others. How can you enjoy? To enjoy others, first of all, you must accept the goodness of other people, not mentally from your heart. And that will bring the benevolence on this country of ours, which we call the kingdom of God. Then there is, the second day is where Narakasura was killed. Now Narakasura was the one who was the devil from the hell, they say. Very cunning, very clever, and he was killed by the goddess. Actually, he was killed by another incarnation, Kartikeya, but goddess gave him the power to kill. So when he was killed, it was celebrated because the evil was killed. But we don't find that. These days the evil people are getting peace awards. So what is the reason for this kind of a perverted brain? How is it they are using perversion? Just the opposite of it. What has worked out? These things. So again we find the same so-called freedom to become also evil. So we have freedom to become evil. First of all, we have freedom not to be benevolent, and secondly, to become evil, we have freedom. So the Narakasura within us must be killed, the one which teaches us evil, to do evil to others. If you are busy doing evil to others, you can never enjoy. Because you enjoy doing evil to others. So that has to be faced within ourselves, not in other people. It's very easy to say that this Sahajayogi is caught up, that Sahajayogi is like that. But very difficult to say, Mother, I am caught up. I have got this problem within myself. So when you start seeing yourself, your heart opens out. Unless and until you learn how to open out your heart, how can you enjoy? Open your heart. Many people live on very superficial level. All right, some of them might say that I am possessed, Mother, I have got this possession. Why? I have got this conditioning, that conditioning. But why? You don't want to enjoy. So watch yourself, see for yourself. This is my conditioning, all right, I'll put to right. See in the mirror, tell yourself, this kind of a useless conditioning, I've got it from where? Because I'm Indian, because I'm French, because of English. Open the heart. And opening the heart is only possible if Narakasura sitting on your heart is killed, finished, once for all. In small, small things there is joy. In very little things also there is a ripple of joy. If you are sensitive, you can catch it. Why not enjoy? Why to have this stupid conditioning on our heads for nothing at all that we can't enjoy? Enjoyment is only possible if you take out this one sitting on your heart. So, that is the second part of the Diwali, that you have to open your heart. Forget your nationality, forget your race, forget everything. So funny kind of things Sahajogis have. They must be respected, they must be treated like this, or maybe that we are something great and they are no good. If you cannot mix up with the collective, something wrong with you. Nothing wrong with others. Easy to find faults with others. But what's the use? If you start finding faults with others, you do not become clean. Supposing I find that your clothes are not clean. My clothes are not going to get clean by that, are they? It's so practical and simple it is that we should see ourselves, what's wrong with us, and improve ourselves, so that we can really, really from our heart enjoy. Third one is a very beautiful thing, is the Lakshmi Pujan. It's the day they worship Lakshmi. I've told you many times, the symbol of Lakshmi was created really beautifully. And it was so that she came out of the water. Through the water she came out, so clean. And she has no pride. She doesn't assert herself. She doesn't put her pressure on others. But human beings are just opposite. If they have money, they ride on a horse all the time. They cannot come down. It's impossible to talk to them. So, a person who has money is not a one who is worshipping Lakshmi, who is not a Lakshmipati, as call him, the owner of the Lakshmi. Because she stands only on a lotus. Can you imagine how light she must be to stand on a lotus? She has a big body, everything is there, but she stands on a lotus. That she takes all her weight within herself. She just sucks in her weight, as Shri Krishna has described, that like a tortoise sucks in his legs inside his body, in the same way, we have to suck in all the weight of money, weight of your positions, weight of your so-called education, weight of some aristocratic family you are born of. This is all nonsense, which makes you a heavy person to go down very fast. So she stands or floats in a way on the lotus. And what a thing is beautiful is lotus, that she doesn't disturb any petals of the lotus, nothing. She just stands peacefully in a balance. Unless and until you have a balance, you cannot stand on a lotus. So she is so balanced. Her center of gravity is so balanced that she cannot topple down. Now in Sahajayoga, some people you ask them, how are you? 10 years have passed. Sometimes like this also. Why? Because you must be grounded in the Mother Earth, into the practical side of it. It's nothing something we are hanging in the air, but we are grounded in the Mother Earth. And the slightest thing happens to us, again we come back to our balance. So this is her position when she stands up in the lotus. Now she has a hand, one hand like this, one hand like this. And there are two hands which have got, again the lotus as the pink ones. Yesterday you saw the pink. Pink is her fragrance, I think, is spread on the sky. But she's pink. Pink because that shows that her house, her nature is pink. Pink is inviting, is loving. She is a very fond hostess, that she wants everybody to come in her house. But if you see a rich man, he'll have 10 dogs outside, and nobody can come inside the house. Only the dogs, and he lives. He can't live with human beings. So the house is closed, the doors are closed, everything closed, money is closed permanently. So, such a person cannot be called as Lakshmipati. He is not a Lakshmipati. Because he must have a cozy, beautiful, cozy, again I say cozy house. Cozy doesn't mean like a hospital. Anything drops, you feel frightened. Oh my God, let me pick it up. Cozy means where you are comfortable. It's all right. In the house, in the home, if somebody comes and stays, then if little bit is here and there, doesn't matter, then you put it right. But that doesn't mean a lousy house also. It should not be taken as a lousy house, but a house which is inviting. When people come in, you give them a place to sit down and make them enjoy. It's not done in India, at least I don't know. So far we are now quite getting westernized, that anybody drops something on the carpet, will never clean it in their presence because it's very bad manners. Carpet is not important than the guest, is it? Or if he breaks something, say a glass, they may say very good, something has gone out, some bad thing has gone out. Or a thermometer is broken, we say the same thing. All these things happen. In a way, just to see how far we are open-hearted. Or to suggest to you that something is going wrong. If something falls off, just see what's going on in your brain. What are you thinking? Is there something funny you are thinking about somebody, or something wrong you are thinking? Then it's happening. Otherwise, everything is nice and smooth. So another conditioning we have, which is a very, very funny conditioning. Either we'll have the lousiest of lousiest houses, or we'll have houses which will just like hospitals. Even a rat would not enter there, leave alone human beings. They'll polish all the brass, they'll polish everything. Husband, wife will fight on that. They'll have divorces for it. But not even a rat will enter that house. I have seen many houses like that. And I've seen the other way around also, those that are lousiest, where there's no garden, there are no flowers, nothing beautiful. So, we have to be not to this extreme or that extreme, but something that will give joy to others, to visitors, to people who come to your house, will soothe the sick. People should feel happy to come to your house. So there's no showing off. Not to show off, but to make them comfortable and very happy. You can do lots of things, very interesting things, if you have the Lakshmi principle in you. I met once a Chinese gentleman, in a very, very beautiful house, everything. And he was so interesting. It made the house very interestingly, very nice, very beautiful. And you didn't feel any aggression at all in that house. So, I saw his dining room done with very good, beautiful green marble and white lights. I said, must be quite expensive. No, that's the beauty, it's very cheap, you know how I did it cheaply. All the time he was telling me how he did things cheaply, means he's never showed off it's expensive. But a person who's aggressive will say, oh, you know, this one I got it for so much, so much, so much. But a person who wants to give you joy says, no, it is so cheap you won't believe, for a song. That's the sign of a person who wants to give joy to his guests. He'll never try to say that it's very expensive, I spent so much money, this is so, this, that. This is showing off. And then ultimately if it is very good 3 times, then it's yours. Have it. Of course, he can't give you the floor. The rest of it you can take. That's what it is. A personality which is joy-giving. Like a lotus, as I have told you before also, a beetle comes, a black beetle with horrible thorny legs, and enters into this lotus for sleeping in the night, you see. And the lotus closes down, its coziness on it, and it sleeps very comfortably. And then next day it opens out, so it flies out. That's how your homes, your ashrams, your hearts should be. Beautiful. So that anybody can feel that soothing and that comforting feeling when they are in your company. But not a person who was reactionary. Like you go to somebody's house and immediately say, I don't like this carpet. So it's bad manners, absolute bad manners to say like that. To say that I don't like it is bad manners for Sahajayoga. Any music you hear, supposing there's a musician who could be of a very high level, could be of a very ordinary level. You should be able to enjoy everything. Otherwise you are not a Sahajayoga. If you are going to criticize a musician, that, oh God, what a musician, he is no good, this, that, then he is not going to improve. But if you encourage the musician, oh, you're very good, you're very great, he'll play much better next time, you see that. There's no falsehood about it. Some people think it's not honest. But this kind of useless, absolutely fatal kind of honesty is not wanted in Sahajayoga. You be honest to yourself, and there's no need to tell anybody your opinion very honestly. Keep it to yourself, all these honest opinions, and direct towards yourself. Like you see somebody. Honestly, you want to tell him that he's wearing a funny dress. Honestly. You better look at yourself. What sort of a dress you are wearing, and what business you have got to tell him that he's wearing funny. On the contrary, say, this is very nice, I like it, it's very nice, it's good, good, nice one. They say, no, but he'll say that, no, not so good, yours is not. Oh, you can get this very cheaply. You see, very cheaply. I'll tell you from where you can. Or you can have it if you like. I can take yours, you take mine. So the basic subtle point is that with your love, you are encouraging everyone. You are helping everyone. You are creating a confidence in him, his personality. And a kind of a rapport which is very subtle. So, a lotus is born in the pond, which is so dirty, filthy, full of worms, everything, like as we see the world is today. But the lotus covers, which is fragrance, the whole of that pond, and covers it up completely, and you forget to think what is behind it. It has very big, big leaves, very big leaves, you see, like the ears of the elephant, and that covers the whole thing. So you don't see any filth or dirt. What you see is beautiful green, big leaves. Sometimes they are like a thali, like a big thali that we use for eating. And then all these things are covered with it. There's no honesty about it. They could say, why should we be honest? Let's see all the worms and the filth growing about. But the honesty lies in honestly understanding what is your job as Sahajayogi is. You are not there to point out the bad points, but you are there to cover all the bad points, all the loopholes with your love. That's your job. And there you have to be honest. Sense of honesty, the way it is accepted these days, it has created only cheats and thugs and thieves. Even a thief can be won over. You can. I'll give you an example. I met one boy in Delhi market. Poor thing, he was all wounded, he was suffering, so I brought him in the car home. So in the family, my brother and my husband both got very worried. He said, "Who is this brother-in-law you brought it?" I said, "He's my nephew, all right, let it be, doesn't matter. Whatever you say, I'll keep him." So I looked after him, I treated him, he got all right. These two persons got after him. You could send him to the police, send him to the police. I said, "Try, let us see. He's a good man, he'll be all right." "No, send him to the police." Might have been, I don't know, might have been. And they were after his life. Till 10 days he was all right. I soothed him that. After 10th day he was so fed up with these two persons, he ran away. And he ran away with what, do you know? He ran away with all the things that belonged to my brother and my husband. And he left my necklaces, my watches, everything nicely. He didn't touch them. He didn't touch them. Hello, see, when I'm talking, don't talk to each other. This is a new Sahajayogi. Tell him not to talk. When I'm talking, don't talk. That's not the way. So he just ran away. And imagine he left, I had a necklace, a very nice, beautiful, expensive necklace, I should say, given by my mother. He didn't touch it. He didn't touch anything. And he took away whatever was possible from their purse, from their things, whatever were left, everything he took away. Now I said, "Now go to the police." What? So, this is how one has to know that the honesty is for yourself, not for others. Don't try to be honest with others. Be honest to yourself. Keep that honesty to yourself, because maybe it's rational and maybe that it is just a matter of habit that you are trying to hurt others. So first check on your mind and find out if you are trying to hurt others or you are trying to please others. Otherwise don't talk, just keep quiet. If you are going to say something to please others, talk, otherwise just don't talk. And you'll be surprised. When you say nice things to others, how niceness comes to you. Like supposing somebody comes and tells me that, "Mother, he's very bad, he's troubled me so much, this thing, that thing. I don't like him." So I tell him, no, he was praising you a lot. It's not honest, but I tell him. He was praising you, he was so much in love with you, he's so kind to you, he was telling me he loves you very much. He said, "Really?" "Yeah," he did say. Next day you find them going together. So in Sahajayoga, once you come in, there's very little is left out, very little here and there. Some of them are really very superficial, but most of you have very little things left here and there. And only if you can watch that part, you can throw it away and you can really become very joyous people. Wow.
जय श्री माता जी। कृपया ध्यान की स्थिति बनाए रखें। जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदि शक्ति मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं। आरती के लिए खड़े होते हैं।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ। लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ, कर दिया उजियारा। कलियुग में माया है जय निर्मल माताजी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माताजी, जय निर्मल माताजी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो ये सके जो सेवा, हो ये सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माताजी, जय निर्मल माताजी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना।
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की
जय।
परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आज का ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपने हमें आत्म साक्षात्कार दिया, परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वादित किया, हमारे अंदर विश्व निर्मल धर्म की स्थापना की, हमें परमात्मा के साम्राज्य में प्रस्थापित किया। इन सब के लिए हम आपके हृदय से ऋणी है, आभारी है। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारे अंदर श्री महालक्ष्मी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए। कृपा कर हमें प्रेम और करुणा से आशीर्वादित कीजिए। श्री माता जी, हमारी आक्रामकता, क्रोध, जड़वादीपना, मटेरियल जीवन की गुलामगिरी नष्ट कीजिए। हमें सद्गुण संपन्न बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें क्षमाशील और त्यागवान बनाइए। हमारा हृदय पूर्ण रूप से खोल दीजिए, विशाल बनाइए। हमारे बीच आपसी प्रेम और भाईचारा वृद्धिंगत कीजिए। हमें सामूहिकता का आनंद दीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारा कोटि कोटि नमन, कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माता जी। आज के कार्यक्रम, आज शाम का ध्यान ठीक 7 बजे प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर लाइव प्रसारित होगा। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है। अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद लेते हैं। आज का दिन सबके लिए आनंदमय, मंगलमय रहे। जय श्री माता जी।
में माँ, इस तन में माँ, इस मन में माँ, इस जग के हर कण कण में माँ, इस जग के हर कण कण में माँ, इस जग के हर कण कण में माँ। साकार है निराकार है, साकार है निराकार है, आदि अनादि विराट है, आदि अनादि विराट है। माँ राम है, माँ रहीम है, माँ करीम कृष्ण खुदा भी है। माही वेदों में, माँ पुराण में, माही वेदों में, माँ पुराण में, बाइबल में माही पुराण में, बाइबल में माही पुराण में, बाइबल में माही पुराण में। मनोहारिणी भवतारिणी, मनोहारिणी भवतारिणी, हृदय बसी जगदम्बे है, हृदय बसी जगदम्बे है। माँ राम है, माँ रहीम है, माँ करीम कृष्ण खुदा भी है। कहीं माँ की धुन, कहीं आवाहन, कहीं माँ की धुन, कहीं आवाहन, करुणामयी की है सब रचन, करुणामयी की है सब रचन, करुणामयी की है सब रचन। जग जननी जग कल्याणी माँ, जग जननी जग कल्याणी माँ, आदि गुरु पराशक्ति है, आदि गुरु पराशक्ति है। माँ राम है, माँ रहीम है, माँ करीम कृष्ण खुदा भी है। हर युग के हर दर्पण में माँ, हर युग के हर दर्पण में माँ, नया रूप अपना बदलती है, नया रूप अपना बदलती है, नया रूप अपना बदलती है। हम जान कल्कि का अवतार है, कल्कि का अवतार है, कल्कि का अवतार है। गा मेरे मन श्री माँ के भजन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन। सागर में डूब साक्षी स्वरूप, सागर में डूब साक्षी स्वरूप, लहरों को छू पर साहिल न बन, लहरों को छू पर साहिल न बन। गा मेरे मन श्री माँ के भजन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन। माँ से सहज साक्षात्कार पा, माँ से सहज साक्षात्कार पा, सत्य समझ झूठा अहंकार भगा, सत्य समझ झूठा अहंकार भगा। तू सहजी बन महायोगी बन, तू सहजी बन महायोगी बन। माँ निर्मला को कोटि नमन, माँ निर्मला को कोटि नमन। गा मेरे मन श्री माँ के भजन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन। कर ले मेरे मन तू जन जन से प्यार, कर ले मेरे मन तू जन जन से प्यार। बहती निरंतर चैतन्य धार, बहती निरंतर चैतन्य धार। श्रद्धा बढ़े भक्ति बढ़े, श्रद्धा बढ़े भक्ति बढ़े। होता है जब माँ से अंतर मिलन, होता है जब माँ से अंतर मिलन। गा मेरे मन श्री माँ के भजन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन। प्रभु शक्ति का तू आवाहन कर, पराशक्ति का तू नित ध्यान धर, पराशक्ति का तू नित ध्यान धर। चिंता हरण है मंगल करण, चिंता हरण है मंगल करण, भवतारण है श्री माँ के चरण, भवतारण है श्री माँ के चरण। गा मेरे मन श्री माँ के भजन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन, हो जा मगन तू हो जा मगन। सागर में डूब साक्षी स्वरूप, सागर में डूब साक्षी स्वरूप, लहरों को छू पर साहिल न बन, लहरों को छू पर साहिल न बन। गा मेरे मन